Hi everybody, this is Melissa coming at you with my Kosher Keto life. I want to welcome you to my channel. This is really exciting and really scary at the same time. I've never done anything like this before, so please bear with me while I go on my keto journey with a kosher flair. So I'm trying to lose weight for quite some time. I think it started all the way back when I was in about third, fourth grade. I started hearing from my doctor that I should really try to focusing on losing some weight, and it got me really nervous. And as I got a little older, I realized my body looks a little different than my friends' bodies. You know, they're able to eat fries and pizza, and I also eat fries and pizza, but they look, leaner and thinner, and my body was just always a little bit chunkier. So basically, throughout my whole life, I've tried so many different diets. I'm not even going to go into all of them here just because there are so many of them. But if you can come up with it, I've tried it. So, one thing that did work for me in the past was a very restrictive meal replacement plan, which, didn't work for me long term. I got pregnant with my daughter and I gained 75 pounds that pregnancy because I just let loose and let me eat whatever I wanted. So I'm still trying to lose that baby weight 3 years later. I lost 30 pounds of it, but I still have 45 to go to get back to where I was. And I know my body's different now, so I don't expect to lose, all that weight. I think my goal would be probably about 40 pounds, roughly. But I decided to start this channel because I do want to go on this kosher keto journey. I've no idea how it's going to turn out. I'm being totally vulnerable here because typically when people post their, videos, I feel like they already post it 3 months in or a month in, and I don't know how the story's going to end for me. I tried so many diets to no avail that my brain is telling me that chances are I'm going to try this one. It's going to get too tough and I'm just going to stop, like I've always done. And, the reason why I chose keto, and I'll just give a brief overview of what keto focuses on consuming a lot of fat and very limiting sugars and carbs. And what happens is your body goes from burning glucose, burning carbs in a form of energy, and then it shifts over to burning ketones, which is burning your fat. So I have plenty of fat to go around here that they can munch away on my energy levels. So that's why I think it's a good plan. But also, I typically notice that I have a sugar addiction. Ever since I can remember, I've had such a hard time with curbing my cravings. I go off on binging rants when I have one blondie. I can't just have one blondie. It always has to be like 5 or 6. And then I go to the chocolate chips, and then I go to the Ritz crackers, and then I go to the marshmallow fluff. So I have this addiction to sugars, and I can recognize that because sugars and carbs in my body has a really hard time digesting. And, I think my body is sensitive to those things. I also don't feel very good on it. I feel pretty sluggish. I have, some brain fog. I have trouble choosing my words and finding the right words. So there are a lot of things that I definitely need to work on. And so keto kind of corrects that. I did try keto last summer and I lost around 10 pounds in a couple months, which was really good. But I did do a couple things that I feel like weren't so great. Number one, I became a little bit obsessive with the carbs and the macros. And the other thing was that I shifted my sugar addiction straight to natural sweetener addiction. So I would have all the fat bombs, all the keto cookies, keto desserts. I love cooking. I love baking. So I had so much fun with that, but it didn't really help my cravings. And so this time around, I decided after working with a nutritionist who allowed me all the carbs, like healthy carbs, and not seeing any improvement and having a lot of frustration around that for like about a month, I decided to go keto because I know that that's what works for me. I know that my body thrives off of it. And so I ended up trying it out, and I'm going to give you guys the results at the end of the video. But I just wanted to give you guys a couple other tidbits. So number one is vocabulary. So because this is going to be primarily like a kosher Jewish channel, I wanted to focus on some of the vocabulary you might hear. Number one is going to be kosher, which I explained to you guys a little bit about, and the recipes are going to look a little bit different. But if I do post a recipe that has, that is kosher. I will also give you guys the non-kosher version. So let's say if instead of, almond milk, you guys can use regular, heavy cream, I'll let you guys know. So so anybody can watch this channel. If you're Jewish, if you're not Jewish, whatever you are, I'm totally accepting and open-minded. I love to meet people from different cultures, and I hope that you guys have a chance to kind of see a little bit about my culture. So that's number one. And then the other vocabulary word I might use is Shabbos. Shabbos stands for the Sabbath, which I am a Sabbath observer, which means every weekend, so Friday night at sundown, I start the Sabbath and it ends on Saturday evening. And during that time, I can't use any electronics. So typically, I prepare all my meals for Friday night and Saturday on Thursday or Friday before Sabbath. So if you can imagine, I know Thanksgiving is this week, if you can imagine the Thanksgiving feast every single weekend, a little bit smaller version, but pretty much the same kind of thing, you might understand why losing weight has been such a difficult task for me to accomplish. What I want to tell you guys about this channel is and isn't. I think it's very important to go through and be super clear on what this is and what this isn't. So this is a channel with, some of my weight loss experiences. I'm going to try to post a video every week. For this time, I'm going to post it, and then the next time is going to be, I think, in 2 weeks because of the holidays. There's just a lot of times I'm not going to be home to weigh in and give you guys feedback. So I figured in 2 weeks from now, and then we'll try to make it a little bit more consistent per week. So it's going to be like my weight loss journey. I'm going to kind of weigh in. I'll give you guys understanding of how I did that week, maybe what I can do better for the next week. And I hope that you guys can follow along with my successes. I really hope. And it's also going to, include some recipes. I love cooking. Some what I eat in a days as time goes on. And it's just going to be like a really healthy, supportive forum for myself to have accountability, but for you guys also to reach out and if you guys have any questions or anything. And I hope it inspires you too. The other piece I want to discuss what this isn't. So number one is I am not a doctor. I am not a medical professional in the slightest. I do not have any nutritional background, so please do not take my word for anything before consulting a doctor to make sure that keto is right for you if you do decide to check this out. And the other thing I really wanted to stress is I'm not selling anything. There's no gimmicks. I am not a professional. I'm not trying to get that many subscribers. That doesn't matter to me. This is more about inspiring each of you and also myself. And one other really important thing is because I'm Jewish, I take pride in it, and I just want to let you guys know if you have a problem with that, or if you don't support Jewish people, or you have negative feelings towards it, please don't make any comments. Just kindly go to the next video of somebody else, and don't stay around here, okay? Because we just want positive vibes here. I hope that everyone can be accepting, but I know that not everyone in the world is. So just that little note that if you are going to troll my page, just don't even bother. Just move along, please. Thank you. So now we'll get to it. So now I'm going to tell you guys about how my first 2 weeks on keto has been. I started a couple Mondays ago. Today is Monday. So I started 2 Mondays ago. And I, since then, have lost 4.8 pounds. I did notice that my brain fog has improved slightly, which is really good. That was one of the biggest changes I've noticed. I've noticed that my cravings are really manageable, and for me, that is huge. I was someone that had to portion out my chocolate chips recently because I have an addiction to chocolate chips, can't be trusted, and I go from one food to the next to the next. So the fact that I'm able to control this feeling, I don't even have many cravings, is amazing to me. That's already a win. Over the weekend, I went to someone's house for lunch, and I chose the foods that I can eat, and I felt really, really good. Exercising power and control is the most empowering thing that someone can feel. So, I stuck my guns. I haven't cheated. I don't like the word cheated because I feel like that has a bad connotation. I'm going to use the word treated. I haven't treated myself non-keto foods because I just don't feel the need for it. Like, I'm happy, I am happy. I like that there's an option for everything, if whatever you're in the mood for. So if you want fettuccine Alfredo, I will make fettuccine sauce, the real fettuccine sauce, with salmon and zoodles or shiitake noodles or spaghetti squash. And I'm really darn happy, I have to say. The other night I really wanted hot cocoa. So I made myself a hot cocoa, and my husband had regular hot cocoa. I made myself keto hot cocoa. And that consisted of a cup of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, I think a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of cocoa powder, and some monk fruit sweetener. And we whisked it into a pot, put it on the stove, and it was delicious with some whipped cream. And I felt totally normal. And I think with keto, the reason why people love it is because it really is malleable, and it can meet your needs for whatever your needs might be. And it can be a long-term plan. Once I lose the weight, hopefully, and I pray to God that I do, once I lose that weight, I do plan to kind of go into maintenance mode, maybe increasing my carbs, but not too much, not to the point where I ever got to the point where I would binge like crazy. So I hope you guys join along with me. Again, that was 2 weeks. I lost 4.8 pounds for the total of 2 weeks, and I'm in my 3rd week now. I'm going to be weighing in on Fridays, and I'm going to try posting on Sundays. So I'm going to go by Friday, even though I started on a Monday. We're just going to condense that a bit, but who wouldn't want to weigh on a Friday? It's right before the weekend, and it gives you enough time to bounce back from the weekend in case you had a little bit of a slip up. So again, I hope you guys appreciate the rawness of my channel. I'm not fancy. I don't have, any gimmicks here to sell. I'm just going to go along with my journey, and if you want to join, I'm totally for it. And I'd love to be inspiring to anybody else who might enjoy it as well. So I'm just going to stand up so we can kind of get a visual so you guys can see what we're dealing with. Again, I'm 5'2", and I definitely lose a little weight. I mean, honestly, this looks a little more slimming, but got my food belly. My food baby there. But anyhow, thanks again to everybody for staying and watching my channel, and I hope that we, can see a lot of success soon. Bye, everybody.